All right, so this young Lions defender gets some love from his DC.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
We got ourselves a Tuesday edition, everybody, of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Lions and Packers coming up on Sunday at 4:25. We will dive into more of that today right here on the program. Matt Derry with you on this, a Tuesday, September 2nd into Wednesday, September 3rd. Lions were on the practice field today. They'll have their injury report out tomorrow. There were a couple of guys missing from today's injury report, or at least from today's practice that might be on the injury report tomorrow. But all of that coming up on the program today. We'll hear from defensive coordinator Kelvin Sheppard. He was on Glover Quinn and Trevor Thompson's podcast, the Bleav in Lions podcast, and he had a very interesting answer about a young player he is most excited about. We'll play you that audio coming up momentarily on the program. Also, more experts weighing in. Woohoo! The national people just love their Green Bay Packers. It's Packers. It's Packer mania nationally. The Lions are just playing for second, apparently. Heck, Kyle Brandt from Good Morning Football today picked the Bears to win the division. The Bears? Okay. People sleeping on our Lions. We'll get into that. We got a call of the day a little bit later on in the program. You want to be our call of the day? Leave a voicemail at www.speakpipe.com/Derry podcast page. Lions can be picking on a certain part of that Green Bay defense. I want to tell you about that as well, coming up in a little bit here on this Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Shout out to our everydayers that are out there that watch the podcast on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Appreciate all the everydayers that are out there. Man, we're excited. I mean, this is it. Oh, Trey Wingo now being moved to tomorrow. The former host of NFL Live on ESPN, the now host of the Straight Facts Homie podcast. Trey Wingo loves the NFL. Had a little scheduling snag today, so he's going to join us tomorrow on Thursday. Yes, the most hated man in Detroit sports. Some of you like to refer to him as other names that I can't say on the show. But yes, the pride of Wisconsin, Peter Bukowski, host of Locked On Packers. I can hear the boo birds from out in my backyard. He will join us Thursday for the crossover edition, the first one, as Detroit heads to Green Bay for Sunday's 425 lid lifter partner against the Packers on Sunday. Great comments. I normally don't do this, but I was on the comment section of our YouTube page yesterday, and I appreciate most of you for what you said about the show yesterday. Keep checking in. Keep hitting me up. I appreciate all of you. All right. Let's do this. So Kelvin Sheppard. So look, I'm all for plugging other Lions podcasts. I think we're the originals. We've been around. This will be our 10th season doing Locked On Lions. There's plenty of other good pods out there. The new Justin Rogers podcast with Colton Pouncey, and Colton's podcast with Nick Baumgardner. Jeff Risdon does a podcast. The POD guys do a podcast. There's a lot of good Lions content out there. And that includes Glover Quinn and Trevor Thompson. They do the Bleav in Lions podcast. And they had Kelvin Sheppard on the show recently. And he was asked a question by Glover Quinn. You're going to hear the question. And Shep gives you a great answer, the new Lions defensive coordinator, about what he's excited about and who he's excited about this season. Take a listen. Bleav in Lions podcast.
Younger player that maybe take a step and you're like, I think this guy could be primed for a decent year if he can just stay the course. They had a great training camp. Who somebody that surprised you this year?
Y'all let me know when y'all live lunching this so I could cuss him out the same day because he cannot know how good he is. But, man, if I had to say, because I was going to go Hutch because it's unbelievable the way he looks after injury. But I think we all know the caliber player Hutch was, right, and what he's going to be. I would say Terrion Arnold, man. Like if you ask me one player, young player, up and comer, kind of not a surprise because we took him in the first round. That comes with expectations, but that doesn't mean they're a ready-made player.
Right.
The job that Deshae has done with that player, he's looking like a CB1 that can go follow people and do it on a consistent basis. And he's now, because he gonna talk, man. If he hear this, Shep say I'm CB1. I think it's a mix of the development and growth that Deshae's worked with him on, but also the addition of DJ Reed, I think has added a level of maturity to that room, but also a level of detail that I'm not going to say has been missing. It's just the standard it's at now.
Wow, that's some great comments and some great commentary from Kelvin Sheppard, Lions' new defensive coordinator, of course, formerly the linebackers coach, taking over for Aaron Glenn, giving some props and some love and some dap to Terrion Arnold, and saying he's playing at a level of a cornerback one, which we've always assumed is DJ Reed. You love the kudos as well to Deshae Townsend, the Lions secondary coach, works for the cornerbacks. Long-time NFL defensive back and a guy that has a lot of winning experience in Pittsburgh. So Deshae Townsend working a lot with Terrion Arnold, and you just hear the excitement in Kelvin Sheppard's voice talking about Terion. Now, look, there are a lot of differing opinions on the rookie Arnold from last year. Start of the season, the opinions were all the same. All right. He wasn't good. First couple of weeks, he got picked on. He was constantly grabbing. There was a lot of PI, and it was a struggle early for Terrion Arnold, despite the fact that he was picked in the first round, late first round in the 20s. But there are expectations with this club. As the season wore on, I thought Terrion Arnold got a lot better. And really in that secondary with all the injuries that the Lions had, including Carlton Davis being out for the playoffs. Amik Robertson got hurt in the playoff game. Khalil Dorsey got hurt in the playoff game. Guys were in and out. Terrion Arnold was the guy that played in every game, was getting consistent toward the end of the year. And now if you have not just one, but two high-level CB1s, 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call them, and you go out and get DJ Reed, which was an upgrade from Carlton Davis. You know, people talk about this defense. People talk about, Jason McIntyre. I can't believe I keep mentioning this guy, but filling in for Cowherd last week saying, who's on this Lions defense? They got a lot of good players there. And in week 1 against Green Bay, one of their better players won't be there in Aleem McNeil. Wait till they get him back. But DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold playing like cornerbacks 1A and 1B. You've got a guy in Amik Robertson who really stepped up at the end of last year, moved from the nickel to outside just to help the cause, and had a monster game in week 18 against arguably the best receiver in the game in Justin Jefferson. I'm excited. I love hearing Kelvin Sheppard talk about Terrion Arnold. Nobody's talking about Terrion Arnold. And I guess people maybe just assume that he'll be a little bit better this year. What if he makes that leap? What if his play is worthy of that, of a number one corner and a guy that was taken in the first round? You asked him to do a lot last year in terms of having to play man on man, a lot of, just one-on-one, man-to-man coverage. That's a lot of what Aaron Glenn does. And as a rookie, I'm going to be out on an island playing against some very good players in the NFL and some very good receivers. That's a tough job. So Kelvin Sheppard giving some serious love to Terrion Arnold is great to hear. And next segment, I'll tell you why I think the Lions corners are far superior to their opponent coming up Sunday at Lambeau Field. Dan Campbell had a lot of great things to say today about Lambeau Field. He loves it up there. All right, coming up next, we'll get into a little bit of Green Bay talk. And we got to weigh in with some experts. I mean, they just keep rolling in. The predictions keep rolling in, and the Lions keep getting shoved to the back seat. We will tell you about that coming up next. It's a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. And Locked On Lions today brought to you by our friends at Yahoo Fantasy. Yes, the NFL season is right around the corner. We got 2 days to go. You can feel the buzz, can't you? Fantasy football season is here. Everybody's researching, drafting, and building their championship squads. If you haven't joined a league yet, now's the time, and it's all happening on Yahoo Fantasy. This year, I'm playing fantasy football on Yahoo Fantasy. We had our draft last night, and you should too, whether you're a first-timer or a veteran creating your millionth league. Yahoo Fantasy is loaded with fun ways to compete and brand new features that make the game even better. Want more ways to play? Try the brand new Yahoo Fantasy Guillotine League mode, where the lowest scoring team gets eliminated weekly until one team is left standing. We're running out of time, folks. We got games on Thursday, Philly and Dallas. Let's go. NFL season kicks off Thursday, so don't wait. Start your league now, draft now at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That's yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And by the way, if anybody has a spot in their league, G Money, one of our everydayers, Gannon Druin, he needs a league. So hit me up, and we'll connect you with Gannon. All right, we have an important request. Locked On wants to hear from you. We put together a survey to learn more about our listeners and make your favorite podcast even better. This is your chance to tell us what you like, what you don't like, and answer questions about our advertising. Go to LockedOnPodcasts.com/survey to get started. Everyone who completes a survey will be entered for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Amazon gift cards. Again, that's LockedOnPodcasts.com/survey. You can also find the link in the show notes. Thanks for helping us out. All right, it is a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. Trey Wingo tomorrow. Peter Bukowski Thursday for the Locked On crossover edition. The Lions open up the season in Green Bay against the Packers. Remember, Lions have beaten the Packers 3 straight. I believe Green Bay has not lost a home opener since 2012. It's been a while for the Packers. They're So up there at Lambeau Field. All right. Like I said before, if you're on websites, if you're listening to radio or Sirius or all the podcasts and Locked On Network, whatever you're on and checking out, you're starting to see a lot of folks not pick the Lions to win the NFC North. And of course, they've won it the last 2 years. As far as the experts picking the Lions, or I should say picking the Packers to win the NFC North, Chris Broussard, FS1, he's got the Packers winning the division. NFL.com analyst panel of 14 voted for the Packers. New York Post says Green Bay wins the division. CBSSports.com, they had 9 people doing their picks for the division. 7 of the 9, including Pete Prisco, Jordan Dejani, Josh Edwards, Cody Benjamin, Garrett Podell, in relation to the Dock of Rock, Zach Paralese, and John Breach, all writers at CBS, all picking the Packers. Only ones to pick the Lions were Tyler Sullivan and Jared Dubin. So there you go. The Lions, according to FanDuel, are still the odds-on favorite to win the division, but not by much. The Green Bay Packers have run that number down. So there it is. Experts upon experts picking Green Bay to win the division. Even our man Pete Prisco, bitter Pete. I love Pete Prisco. Prisco's my guy. What did Prisco say about the Packers? Prisco said, quote, "They were the youngest team in the league last year, which means a lot of players got good experience. Now they will take the growth steps young players usually do," end quote. And look, with the addition of Micah Parsons, whether you think he's just a one-trick pony and he just tries to run around the edge and he doesn't have enough moves, he's not tough enough, and he's not good against the run, Micah Parsons is a top 5 defensive player in the NFL. He is. Or at least top 10. He's really, really good. And yes, there's a little bit of a neck injury concern thing right now with him. He's been practicing. That's a big addition for them. Does it put them over the top to win the division? I'm not so sure. I'm going to tell you in a second where I think the Lions should be picking on Green Bay. But it's a lot of folks going against the Lions. And look, when a team wins the division 2 straight years, it's easy to go, getting tired of that. What's the new narrative? Who's the new hotness? right? I see people all the time say, this is finally the year the Kansas City Chiefs get, get ousted from the top spot. Maybe it's the Chargers' turn. Maybe it's Denver's time. We've seen that for years, yet every single year, it seems like Kansas City wins that division. The Detroit Lions are not going anywhere. There's a lot of talent on this roster. I said that yesterday. They have shown they could win at Green Bay. They have shown they could stuff the ball down Green Bay's throats. That was a top 7 run defense last year that the Lions banged through with Montgomery and Gibbs in the rain a year ago to win that football game. The Lions kind of due to lose at Lambeau. They won the last 3 years. Sure, probably. Remember, the Lions went 20 some odd years without winning there. But I still think they have a very good chance. I know they're 2.5 point underdogs according to FanDuel. We'll see how this all plays out. Now, as far as what I'm doing, if I'm the Lions and I'm offensive coordinator John Morton this Sunday, I'm looking long and hard at that Green Bay cornerback room. All right, we know about Jordan Love. We know about Josh Jacobs, the Golden Child, Tucker Kraft. They got good players on offense. Defensively, Rashawn Gary on the other side of Parsons. Cooper, the linebacker, is good. Their safeties are excellent. The X-Man back there. But let me tell you something. They lost Jair Alexander. They signed Nate Hobbs. Nate Hobbs got 4 years and $48 million coming over from Las Vegas, but underwent a little bit of a surgery on his knee a month ago. And they said at the time, it's a minor surgery and he'll be ready in 3 weeks. He'll be ready for the start of the season. Well, guess who didn't practice yesterday? Nate Hobbs. Hasn't played in the preseason, hasn't been out there. Why did he have the surgery August 3rd? Why didn't he have it July 3rd or June 3rd? That could be a big loss if he doesn't play. Because behind him, there ain't that much there. Harrison, Harrington, or whatever, he's no great shakes, right? That I think is a struggle. If you're looking at other guys stepping up, Bo Melton, who moved from wide receiver to cornerback. They love his game and that he's looks decent, but not somebody that has a lot of experience. Kamal Haddon is a young kid that they like, but there's a big drop off when you lose Nate Hobbs and you give him big money. You already lost Jair Alexander. And if you got Keyshawn Nixon on the other side is very shaky, very shaky. So I like the fact that I think we talked about the Lions corners. Bullard played some safety, he's played some nickel, but the Lions secondary is better than the Packers secondary. And if Detroit can get nice weather on Sunday, I love that they want to pound the rock and Kenny Clark is gone. So they're going to be able to run up the middle, I would think, a little bit. But if Hobbs doesn't play, that's something to keep an eye on because that's a depth issue there for Green Bay at that corner in the cornerback room. Safeties are good. All right. Their edges are good. Their defensive line was really good last year. Now they lost Kenny Clark. The linebackers have gotten better. I'm not a Quay Walker fan at all. But with that being said, that is a big time concern for a team that thought they had a new number one corner and he might not play. And I don't know why he didn't have the surgery earlier, but that's not our problem, right? I think that's a good sign for the Lions. All right. We got to do a call of the day. We will hear from one of our listeners coming up next as well. Sunday, 425. I mean, I'm dying here. It's Tuesday. We got to get to Sunday. NFL is back. Thursday night, Philly and Dallas. And I know Philly's not going to have any issues in that game, I wouldn't think. But man, this is just awesome. And by the way, I did catch some of Chapel Bill last night. Bill Belichick's UNC team. My goodness. That was a rough watch. That is for sure. They got smoked by TCU. TCU's quarterback's really good. All right. Coming up next, as I said, we'll do a call of the day. And Locked On Lions for today, brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. NFL season is 2 days away. FanDuel's making sure you're ready for kickoff Thursday night with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app, all right? You guys love using FanDuel because it's however you like to bet. Whether you're into player props, building a same-game parlay, or jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team, the Lions, or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup, all right? If you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. We love our friends at FanDuel. And we got to tell you about our friends as well. Locked On Lions is brought to you by Upside. Lions fans, are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code TOUCHDOWN and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You could make up to $300 a year just by buying the gas you already needed. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. I've used it. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commute. And you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code TOUCHDOWN for limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code TOUCHDOWN. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. All right, listen, if you are new to the show or you've known the show a long time, whatever, you know that I love our audience. The audience, we wouldn't be able to do this without the audience. All right. And we're going to be with you 5 days a week. We're going to be with you on Sundays after games. I'm bringing you Locked On Lions as much as we can. We got the Locked On Lions squad show now with Jake Riepma and Bradford Banta and Natalie Kerwin. We're bringing you all sorts of content right here on this network. With that being said, I love Call of the Day. I like hearing from you, the listeners or viewers, when you hit us up with a voicemail at speakpipe.com/Derry, DERY podcast page. Today, my namesake, another Matt from Denver is chiming in.
Hi, Matt. Matt from Denver. First-time caller, everyday listener. I know you don't do fantasy, but I drafted Isaac Tesla in both of my fantasy drafts as my last pick. This was before the Tim Patrick trade. So my questions to you are, when do you think we might actually see him in a game? How good can he really be this year? And do you think that was a good fantasy pickup for me? Thanks. Love the show.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. So I told you last night on Yahoo Fantasy that we had our draft as well. My family draft, we call it the Derryberg draft. It's a couple of families, the Derrys, the Goldbergs, their kids. And we had the Derryberg draft last night. And I had the last pick in the draft. All right, I had the first pick in the draft. I took Jamar Chase. I had the last pick in the draft. I got Jameson Williams, by the way, as well, which I'm excited about. So I'm like, all right, I've got my team pretty much. I've got my defense, my kicker, got my bench guys, flex. I've got Baker Mayfield as my quarterback. I got Justin Herbert, all these things. And I'm like, last pick of the draft, and I'm scrolling down, and I see ranked 295th. There he is, Isaac Tesla. And I took him, just like Matt from Denver. It's the last pick. Matt said it too. What would be the harm in taking Tesla last? There's none. If other guys that aren't drafted start off strong, people are going to be making a lot of transactions, a lot of waiver wire pickups throughout the year. But I too got sucked in to the number 18 vortex and took Tesla with the last pick in our draft. And Matt asked the question on Call of the Day just now. I think he's going to play. Yes. You traded Tim Patrick for a reason. You want to get Tesla on the field. And if the Lions are a 3rd and long situation or whatever, they need 4 wide receivers out of the field. Maybe go 5 wide with Laporta, sometimes an empty set. Tesla's going to get some time. And we talked about it before. Green Bay is light in the pants at corner right now, especially if Nate Hobbs doesn't play. So I see Tesla getting some burn. I don't know how much it's going to be early on, but what if he plays 10 to 15 snaps or whatever and performs and makes plays? It's all he did during the preseason was make plays. And I am well aware that the preseason is a lot of 2s and 3s, but it was the joint practices where he performed very well against the Dolphins, against the Texans. It was in practice against the Lions' own guys when they scrimmaged. And there's a reason why Brad Holmes, who resurrected the career of Tim Patrick, who loved Tim Patrick, loved his blocking ability as a receiver, shipped him off for basically nothing, a 6th-round pick. They wanted to do that so they could free up some time and opportunity for Tesla. I know Khalif Raymond's going to play. We know J-Mo's going to play. We know St. Brown's going to be out there. But Isaac's going to get some time. So I took him as well, last pick of the draft. Not going to start him. I want to see what happens on Sunday. But one of these, what if he breaks out? You never know. But just like Matt from Denver, I also took him as well. All right, that'll wrap things up for a Tuesday edition of Locked On Lions. Trey Wingo will join us tomorrow, formerly, of course, of ESPN's NFL Live. Trey is awesome, loves the NFL. If you follow him on social media, he's a great follow. And then Thursday, Peter Bukowski, Locked On Packers host, for our Thursday crossover as we get you set for Detroit and Green Bay from Lambeau Field this Sunday, 4:25. Again, don't forget, CBS game this Sunday. All right, we are back again tomorrow.